What if the biggest threat to Alexandra Eala's red-hot run in Toronto isn't another power hitter, but a player who can completely wreck her rhythm? That's exactly what makes this round of 32 showdown at the 2026 National Bank Open so fascinating. The North American summer hard-court swing is heating up, the US Open is getting closer, and every match now carries serious weight. Ranking points, seeding, confidence, momentum, everything matters. And in Toronto, 21-year-old Filipino star Alexandra Eala is about to face one of the trickiest opponents she could draw right now, 24-year-old American Katie McNally, a player who doesn't need to overpower you to make your afternoon miserable. She can slice, change speeds, attack the net, shorten points, stretch rallies, and make opponents play the exact kind of tennis they don't want to play. That's why this matchup isn't just another stop on Eala's breakthrough season. It could become a major test of how complete her game has become. Women's tennis in 2026 has been defined by depth, variety, and a new generation pushing into the spotlight, and Eala vs McNally captures that perfectly. On one side is Eala, one of the hottest rising stars on tour, carrying enormous support from the Philippines after the strongest stretch of her career. On the other is McNally, an American known for her doubles instinct and classic all-court intelligence, now proving she can cause serious damage in singles as well. Their styles could hardly be more different. Eala wants to take control from the baseline, create sharp left-handed angles, drive through the court, and make opponents defend under constant pressure. McNally wants to break that rhythm apart. She'll slice. She'll come forward. She'll change the height and speed of the ball. She'll force Eala to think before almost every shot. In other words, this could become a high-speed chess match. Eala arrives in Toronto with perhaps more confidence than she has ever carried onto a WTA court. Her victory at the 2026 Washington Open gave her the first WTA Tour singles title of her career, and the significance of that achievement went far beyond one trophy. It pushed her to a career-high ranking of world number 20 and made her the highest-ranked Filipina in WTA history. Her rise has included milestone after milestone, becoming the first Filipina to break into the top 30 and then the top 20, beating multiple top 10 opponents, reaching the fourth round at Wimbledon, and now owning a WTA singles title. For Filipino fans following her journey around the world, it has become something much bigger than a normal breakout season. Eala is building history almost every time she reaches another level. Her success starts with extremely solid fundamentals. Eala is a left-hander, which immediately gives opponents different patterns to solve, especially when she creates angles from the forehand side. Her years training at the Rafa Nadal Academy can be seen in her disciplined movement, heavy topspin, physical commitment, and willingness to compete through long rallies. But one of the biggest reasons her rise has accelerated is that she has learned how to make those qualities work on faster hard courts. Instead of simply waiting for rallies to develop, she has become more comfortable taking the ball early, controlling the center of the baseline, and ending points before opponents can reset. Her two-handed backhand is especially dangerous because she can redirect it quickly, including down the line when an opponent is expecting another cross-court exchange. Combine that with her movement and court coverage, an opponent often have to hit several high-quality shots just to win 1 point. That creates physical pressure, but it also creates mental pressure. When a player feels like one good shot isn't enough, mistakes tend to creep in. Still, there is one legitimate question hanging over Eala in Toronto: how much does she have left in the tank? Winning Washington was emotionally huge and physically demanding, and the turnaround into a WTA 1000 event leaves very little room for rest. Sometimes the toughest match after a breakthrough title isn't the final itself, it's the next tournament. When the adrenaline drops, the travel catches up with you, and suddenly everyone expects you to win. Eala now enters matches not merely as an exciting young talent, but as a top 20 player and a genuine threat. That changes how opponents prepare for her. And Katie McNally is exactly the kind of opponent who can exploit even a small drop in sharpness. McNally comes into this matchup ranked around the world's top 50 after reaching a career-high mark earlier in the season, and her tennis identity has been shaped heavily by doubles. A multiple-time Grand Slam doubles finalist and a longtime partner of Coco Gauff, McNally has developed outstanding hands, quick reactions, excellent positioning, and the confidence to close points at the net. Those skills translate beautifully into singles because she doesn't need to play the same point over and over again. She can move forward, use touch, vary spin, serve and volley, attack short balls, and force opponents to make decisions under pressure. That is where this matchup becomes especially dangerous for Eala. McNally is unlikely to stand on the baseline and trade heavy ground strokes for 3 hours if she can avoid it. Her mission will be disruption. Expect plenty of backhand slices designed to stay low on the Toronto hard courts. Those shots can be especially annoying for a player like Eala, who prefers to generate heavy topspin and attack from a comfortable hitting zone. A low, skidding slice forces Eala to bend deeper, create her own pace, and hit up on the ball. If her reply lands short, McNally will almost certainly look to move forward and finish at the net. McNally also comes in with valuable experience in the Toronto conditions after surviving a dramatic opening round battle against veteran Tatiana Maria. She saved match points and completed an impressive comeback, showing exactly the kind of composure she may need against Eala. Beyond the confidence boost, that match gave her time to adjust to the court speed, bounce, weather, and overall environment. Eala, meanwhile, is arriving almost directly from the emotional high of winning Washington. One of the most important tactical exchanges should come between Eala's left-handed forehand and McNally's backhand. Eala will want to use heavy cross-court topspin to push McNally deep into the ad-court corner, creating space and taking command from the middle of the baseline. McNally, though, can neutralize some of that pressure with the slice. Instead of trying to match Eala's pace, she can absorb it, lower the contact point, slow or redirect the tempo, and force Eala to generate a different kind of shot. If McNally gets a short reply and comes forward, another major question appears: can Eala consistently pass her? Eala's two-handed backhand down the line could become one of the biggest shots in the entire match. A few clean passing winners early could make McNally hesitate before charging the net. But if McNally establishes herself up front and starts winning those exchanges with crisp volleys and smart positioning, Eala may feel pressure to aim closer and closer to the lines. That's when unforced errors can pile up. The serve battle will matter too. Eala's left-handed delivery gives her a natural advantage on the ad side, where she can swing the ball wide, pull McNally off the court, and create an open lane for the next shot. McNally's serving style is more about disguise and placement than overwhelming speed. She can use slice, kick, changes of direction, and different serving patterns to prevent Eala from locking into one return position. If McNally keeps Eala guessing, she can make it harder for the Filipina to take immediate control of points. Then there's the mental battle. Eala is playing with massive confidence, but that confidence now comes with massive expectations. Every match gets more attention. Every result becomes part of the story surrounding her rise. Filipino supporters want to see the run continue, the tennis world is paying attention, and another deep result in Toronto would make her US Open build-up even more significant. McNally has a different psychological position. She can enter as the underdog with less outside pressure. That sometimes gives a player tremendous freedom, especially one whose game depends on creativity. If this goes 3 sets, physical endurance could become critical. Eala has played a lot of tennis over the previous 2 weeks. McNally may try to test that by extending selected rallies, changing pace, forcing Eala forward and backward, and making her cover every part of the court. If Eala's legs begin to slow even slightly, her timing could suffer, particularly when trying to attack low slices or chase down net approaches. Ultimately, this match may be decided by who gets to play her preferred version of tennis. If Eala turns it into a baseline battle built around depth, pace, left-handed angles, and relentless pressure, she should feel extremely comfortable. Her ground strokes have the weight to push McNally back, and her recent results suggest she now trusts herself against elite competition. But if McNally turns the match into something messy and unpredictable, slices, drop shots, sudden net attacks, different speeds, different heights, then the American could seriously test Eala's patience. That makes discipline crucial for Eala. She doesn't need to hit a winner every time McNally changes the rhythm. Sometimes the best response is simply to stay balanced, play one more deep ball, and trust that another attacking opportunity will come. McNally's challenge is almost the opposite. She needs to stay bold. If she becomes passive and gets trapped behind the baseline, she risks allowing Eala to dictate point after point. The stakes are significant for both players. Another win for Eala would reinforce the idea that Washington wasn't a one-week breakthrough. It would show that her new level can carry from one tournament to the next and strengthen her status as a serious top 20 contender heading toward the US Open. For McNally, beating one of the hottest players on the WTA Tour would be a major statement for her singles career and prove that her all-court style can disrupt the power-heavy tennis that dominates much of the modern game. That is what makes this round of 32 meeting at the National Bank Open so compelling. It's not simply power against power. It's rhythm against disruption, baseline aggression against net instincts, heavy topspin against low slice, and one rising star trying to keep a historic run alive against an opponent with exactly the kind of tools capable of making her uncomfortable. So now the question goes to you, does Alexandra Eala continue her incredible momentum and power her way into the round of 16, or does Katie McNally turn this into a tactical battle and finally slow the Filipina down? Do you see Eala winning in straight sets, or is this headed for a 3-set fight? Drop your prediction in the comments and tell us the one factor you believe will decide the match. And if you enjoy detailed tennis breakdowns that go beyond the scoreboard and dig into tactics, momentum, and the stories shaping the ATP and WTA tours, subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and turn on notifications as the road to the US Open continues. Thanks for watching, enjoy the action from Toronto, and I'll see you in the next deep dive.